there, haven't you?
Oh yeah, really. My ball doesn't measure up this pattern at all, and I'm fighting, I'm moving forward and backwards, and the match I was born against Team Mac was not so good compared to what I did with Gary. I did it different ways, different balls, different lines, everything. So.
Well, let's see if Tony Manna can get the right line to start off with here, and he does.
That was a great shot of Tony. Tony switched ball there. He was using a ball I haven't used for the whole week. Yeah.
Was he practicing with this ball, Thomas, or did he switch after the practice?
I think he did one shot with the black one.
Well, he obviously liked it, and you can see why.
That was a good reaction. Yeah. Tony will probably play very deep inside, nearly lofting it over the gutter. Yep.
There he does, just like that. There's the hook at the end, and the 10-pin wouldn't go down for him.
That's a weak 10-pin, like to call it. Ball lose energy and gets in the pocket and couldn't carry. There we see.
Tremendous rotation on that ball, isn't there, from Tora? It was a little heart in the mouth moment there.
We've seen a couple of guys miss single pins yet. I was close to Tora duty too, but it was enough.
It only matters that the pin goes down. It doesn't matter how it goes down, does it? As long as it's down, it's job done.
That's true. No extra points for style here.
No. Talking of style, this fella is a very smooth bowler. Very textbook style from Tony Manna.
Really nice leverage at the four line.
Well, no matter how smooth you look, if you're leaving yourself splits, you've got a problem.
Oh, same problem as most of us has out here. It's one ball is perfect, and the next one you go out, it feels like the same thing, and root's nearly the same, but it just changed the arc a little bit and get high and get him 4-6 split.
Well, he tried to get an angle and just clip that right-hand pin over to the left one, and ended up leaving them both, and an open frame early from the big American.
Tony get disappointed here by himself because when you have a strike and you miss all the pins, and when you have an open, and that's no good, because here he lost 2 pins, and they can be very important at the end of the game.
Torgersen's got that mindset that if the opponent gives him an open frame, he invariably comes back with a strike of his own.
That's the Viking of him, I think.
Well, he doesn't quite do it this time. Again, he didn't get the break, really.
This one he swinged a little bit further out the target compared to the first one, and it's nearly covered back and went a little bit light in the pocket. And you can see the 5-pin here didn't slide over at all, he just went into the pit.
He's going to make sure it does. So a 10-pin in the first frame, the 7-pin in the second frame, and a couple of spares for Torgersen, so he's not really able to capitalise on that open frame from Manna. And the good news for the American, of course, is that he is very much in this thing.
It's true. Totally like this situation. He's a complete bowler, easy spare game, and can throw many strikes. And that's what the game is about. That's why all these guys are top bowlers, because they can throw a lot of spares, and at the same time they can throw many strikes.
Okay. Final strike. Oh, a slightly fortuitous one.
52-pin went light in the pocket. We love those ones when we get them.
Again, low style points perhaps, but it all counts, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, terrific. He had a strike, and if you can go out now and do a better shot than this one, he had a double. That's the way it works here.
So, 2 strikes and an open frame for Tony Manna. 2 spares, 2 9 spares indeed for Tora. Can he get his first strike of the match here? Get that too heavy on the head pin.
That didn't sound good when he released it. He lofted a little bit too much and get short in the swing, and the ball breaks like 2-3 feet earlier, and you cannot do that here. If you do it, this is the result when high.
And it's a tricky spare, this one, isn't it? It's not as easy as us non-experts might think.
Oh yeah, today we play is the carry down is different, and
Made it look very simple. Another spare.
sometimes 3, 6, 10 can be very, very difficult to spares in leagues and tournaments, because the carry down is just on that spot between 3 and 6, and they can mess up a lot of things for people. But Tori did an excellent spare.
Well, what's the Manna roller coaster going to produce this time? Strike, open frame, strike.
He needs another one to get in the match.
Yes, a strike here would really give him some momentum. Just like that.
Perfect shot about Tony. That was two previous here. You get a little bit lucky strike, and next one you go up, when you get that, you get more focused, and you know, I get one for free and I go up and do a perfect one. Like Tony's doing here, I have it double and it's back in the match.
Yeah, can't do it much better than that.
That's a perfect one.
And it really means that Tora's got to get a strike now. He's been flirting with it, had a little bit of bad fortune. But this has got to be all 10.
That's
Well, it's a repeat of the shot in the last frame where he got away with it in terms of the split, but not this time.
oh, this is a big one. That was a better release from Tori, but it looks like the ball catch up the lane too quick, and it's went too high, and I leave the 3, 6, 10, 4, 7, and now he needs to go get the ball to the right of the free pin, very light.
There we go, brilliant.
World class. Excellent spare, Tori. Sit down and enjoy, people. This is the way you need to make it. A little bit out and you curve back a little bit. The 3 pin hit the 4 pin and the 4 pin hit the 7 pin.
It was a good news, bad news frame that for Tora. The bad news was he got the low pin count, but the good news was he'll have really given himself a lift with that very difficult spare.
Oh, that's true. And now we see what Tony can do. With Tony make another strike, he's about 10 pins ahead of Tori, so.
Yeah, he's ticking over nicely at the moment, Manna, and can he keep it going here? He's right in the pocket with that one, just doesn't get the 10 out of there.
Same thing as Tori had in the first frame. See the ball reaction here. First see Tony's balance and swing is really nice. Swing it out and the ball's going to stop in the pocket. And you get a weak thumb in. He didn't like that. Should be an easy spare for Tony. Normally we're using a plastic ball, but Tony is using the ball he's using on the first shot here, and just threw it dead straight.
It does. I'm a bit surprised at that. Thought he might go for the plastic ball, but not so.
You can nearly count how many rev rates he has on the ball. It's not many. That's the way it should be on the spares. I mean, you don't need to throw a spare ball as you do in the first shot, because using so many rev rates if you use today it's no big deal about it. I mean,
Well, neither man exactly on top of his game, but Manna has 3 strikes, and Torgersen has had a change of tack here in the search for his first strike, and he still can't get it.
that was a big move from Tori. Went nearly from the left gutter to the right gutter. And he switched from the green one to the black ball and get a little bit straighter. So he lined up a little bit straighter, but he couldn't carry.
Just about chips it away. But he's hanging on by his fingernails at the moment, Torgersen. And 5 spares in a row, not going to get it done.
No, but still he's only 5 pins down.
So here's Tony Manna with his nose in front and looking to keep it that way as well. His second double of the match.
This one is really good. This one he's rip it a little bit more, get a little bit more rev rates in it compared to the previous one, and this is dead flush.
Well, the search for the line continues for the Norwegian. Where's he going to go this time? Well, he's going to stay with that line from the last shot by the look of it.
Probably going to try to give a little bit more rev rates. maybe less speed and more air rates.
Cannot buy a break at the moment. Well, you've been here, Thomas. You've suffered on this lane. It can be unforgiving, can't it?
Oh yeah, it's the way it is with the lights and the way we're playing on it and how it breaks down. And when you're starting to move, you never know what's going to happen. Really, it's really hard to say that I want to stay there and do that because the reaction can be very different. So.
Well, he dug out one terrific spare. Can he get another one here?
Sure.
Nope. The open frame, and now he really is in a bit of trouble.
Now Tony had a big chance to get about nearly 30 pins ahead of Tori if he maybe make another strike. And Tony knows this.
And he's a very genial man, the man from Omaha, Nebraska, but he's got that killer instinct that every bowler needs if he wants to be a world-class performer.
Everybody hates to lose. That's why we are here.
Now, can he grab this? Yes, he can. It's going to be tough for Torgersen from here.
Another terrific shot from Tony, and Tori is in the major trouble to her. And see here, great balance, yes. Stuffs perfectly in the pocket and get 5-pin hits the 7-pin and get a double. See, Tori switching ball again. Take another one.
Yes, the quest for the line is getting increasingly desperate for Torgersen. There he is.
Nice shot, Tori. This is something very important today too, to get a top bowler. You not only can go out and practice to try to repeat the shots only. You need to understand what your equipment is too, what they're doing, what difference you have between the equipment. And today it nearly takes 2 or 3 times longer time to be a really, really good bowler than it did in the 70s.
But Manna can keep the pressure on with another strike here, and there it is in there like swimwear.
Tony have found a really great shot out here. Very impressed to see that. Because everybody knows his lanes are very tricky at the moment.
Yeah, he is cranking up the pressure here, Manna. Raising the stakes. 5 strikes out of his last 6.
Yeah, and he had a ring 10 there in between also, so he had 6 balls in the pocket, so he found a nice line. See Tori needs to strike.
Yes, he does. Starts with that blue ball, and he's probably sent himself, well, why didn't I start a little bit earlier with that ball? It's brought him a pair of strikes.
Oh yeah, here he is. The problem we have, sometimes you think I think I'm going to take this ball and stay there, and you go out and do 2 or 3 shots, and now that's not the right direction or the action the ball is showing you, and then you take another one and you find, oh, this one works better. So, but next time it can be opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, very frustrating, I'm sure. But Tony Manna is making it all look pretty easy at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like.
The big man is absolutely locked in.
You can even hear he's talking to the ball right there. You know it's going to be a strike.
Yes, and he's a man of few words, isn't he, Tony?
Yeah, but he's an unbelievably great bowler.
Yeah.
I tell you.
And he's well on his way to extracting revenge for that loss to Torgersen earlier. But I guess this really is the bottom line in this particular competition. 10 bowlers here, Thomas, and any of you can beat any of the others if you're on your game. I mean, there's 10 great bowlers here.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's the way it is. We never know. Like we saw Tim and Tony and Bill bowl the doubles and shot 150 or 160, and didn't look so good at all. And Tony went back, thinking about what kind of moves so he need to do when he find a line here. So maybe he can take US to a bigger lead.
Well, Manna's certainly going to want to finish with a flourish, and he is doing, isn't he?
Oh, that's unbelievable great bowling. That was a game over in that shot.
Yes, officially game over, but in reality it was about 3 frames earlier. Look at that. Very strong finish from Manna. A 5-bagger, and he's got a couple more here as well.
6-bagger.
Yeah, he is absolutely locked in a lane that has caused so many bowlers horrendous problems, and Manna has made it look really easy.
I agree.
Yeah, 245, and there was an early open frame, and he hasn't looked back since.
Played really well. Switch ball in the direction.
Wow. 7 in a row. Magnificent bowling from Tony Manna, and there was nothing Tora Torgersen was going to do about that.
Oh, that's true. Tori was out in the game nearly there in the 6th frame, and then Tony's still keep going with the strike, so it's nothing to say.
I wonder if we'll see more of this blue ball from Tora as this tournament progresses, because he certainly seems to have found something with it.
We see. You never know how the lane breaks down, how we attack the lanes from the beginning, and that's the key thing. That's why we sit around and look what's happening and see what the guys are doing, how they're moving, and what they find out for kind of shots.
Do you guys have a lucky ball? Are you superstitious like that, like a lot of people are in various sports, or is it just, what is this ball going to do for me now?
No, I think we have a favorite. Everybody have a favorite, and if you know it, if you can match up that ball with a great shot that you're very satisfied with, nobody can beat you. But sometimes that doesn't work, so you need to use the other kind of balls you have in your equipment. So
whatever it was that Tora found with this ball, he's probably saying to himself, why couldn't I have found it about 3 frames earlier?
yeah, definitely. But it's a nice end of tour, and that's keep us up. I mean, even if you lose, you need to try to bowl well and find the line or whatever it is. So keep up the mood and feel comfortable, and so you have the rhythm and the feeling.
Strong finish from Tora Torgersen. 6 strikes in a row, but it's not enough. Tony Manna was on fire in this one, and he wins it by 30 pins. Real frustration this for Team Europe. A Torgersen win would have made this year's Weber Cup dead level. Instead, Team USA continue to keep their noses in front. They're ahead 10 points to 8.